All right, welcome back to Busted Coverage, episode 2 now. Going over the Cleveland Browns, who had a terrible, terrible season last year. Arguably the worst team in the league last year.
So bad.
And 3-14 record. Their defense looked not bad. The offense was horrendous. And one of their bright spots was Jerry Jeudy. That's
Yeah.
about it. 1,200 yards. You can't really complain about that with how bad the quarterback situation was. Going into last year and coming into this year, JT, what are your thoughts on the Cleveland Browns?
Well, the Cleveland Browns are the worst organization in all of sports, so I think they're going to be bad again. I mean, I don't think they improved that. I don't think they improved at all from last year. All they did was they paid Myles Garrett, and which kind of I feel bad for Myles Garrett. I mean, yeah, he's making so much money, but he'll never compete for anything in his whole entire career. So that's unfortunate, but I mean, the only good thing they did this offseason was get the number one quarterback in the draft in the 5th round. So, I mean, other than that, it's pretty pathetic.
Dylan Gabriel or
Well,
Shador?
Gabriel was picked in the 3rd round, but
Shador?
Shador, baby.
All
Best
right.
quarterback in the draft.
All right.
Completely
Yeah,
unbiased
so
from a
they
college.
had honestly one of the best drafts, in my opinion. They picked up
Yeah.
Mason Graham in the 1st round, Quinshawn Judkins, who obviously has some off-the-field stuff going on, but if he's not suspended for too long, he could be a great running back in the league. He was great for Ohio State. They picked up Harold Fannin from Bowling Green, tight end. Dylan Gabriel and Shador, obviously, and then Dylan Sampson and Carson Schwessinger. I don't know how to say his last
Yeah.
name. But Dylan Sampson, too. They drafted all these guys, 2 running backs, 2
And that-
quarterbacks, and a tight end. They're obviously looking at offense, trying to improve the offensive side of the ball, trying to figure out that quarterback situation. I mean, they have like 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah, they just picked up Snoop Huntley. They added a 5th quarterback, and
Yeah.
I don't think any of them are I mean, actually, not true. One of them is the future, but doesn't
Yeah.
look like they want to play Shador Sanders as he's the preseason number 4 quarterback, which is ridiculous because he's at the best camp so far. But we won't get into politics on this podcast.
Yeah, Shadur's definitely looked the best in camp. I think Joe Flacco should be the starter if they're
Joe
looking
Flacco
for
has to be
wins.
the day one
If they're
starter.
looking for wins, definitely Joe Flacco.
I mean, he has to be.
Yeah, I think the only way that anyone on this team shines on the offense is if Joe Flacco is starting. Maybe Shadur comes in later in the year. Dylan Gabriel, I have no faith in him at all.
I have no faith in Dylan Gabriel.
Kenny Pickett hasn't been good at all in his
He hasn't
entire
proved
career.
Any reason to have any faith in him? So there's no reason to believe in him for all of a sudden.
Yeah. They did get a new offensive coordinator, though. I don't really know much about him, but Tommy Reese, they picked him up.
Tommy
So-
Reese, former Notre Dame quarterback, he's coached college football. I believe he was a tight ends coach somewhere last year. I'm excited to see what he can do with all this different quarterback. I mean, I think he's got a tough situation. I mean, he doesn't have a bona fide QB1. I mean, he's Joe Flacco, who could be good, but he is also 40 years old and is kind of definitely at the back half of his career. So we'll see what Tommy Reese can do in year 1. I would love to see Tommy Reese succeed, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. But I could see it happening in the future if they stick with him.
Yeah, and this team is probably one of the only bright spots, led by Coach Stefanski. I love Stefanski, personally. I think he's a great coach. Others might not say the same, but I like Stefanski, and I think he could be the only reason that they maybe squeak out 4 or 5 wins this year.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite. I'm not super huge on Kevin Stefanski. I think he's okay, but I don't think he's anything special. I wouldn't consider myself a big believer in Stefanski. I mean, I think he's done some good. I think he's done more bad than good, though. And again, I don't know if it's more of just I don't think the Browns will ever be able to win, no matter who's at the helm. I just can't imagine seeing the Browns ever host a Lombardi Trophy in my lifetime. But I know I don't think Kevin Stefanski is the man who can do that for them. So I wouldn't consider myself a big fan of him.
Yeah, well, we'll see for this year what he can do. So now we'll go through our breakout and MVP. Personally, I have my breakout player as Mason Graham, the guy they picked in the 1st round, defensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
I
Choice.
think he'll be amazing, and that's really it. I think he'll break out. I think he'll have a great rookie season, and he looked amazing in college.
Yep.
He's going to be with Myles Garrett on the D-line. They're going to be trying to double-team Myles Garrett, try and put all the attention on him. Mason Graham's going to get through. He's going to make big plays all year, and that's my breakout player for the Browns.
I love that. One thing I got to ask you, what were your thoughts on them trading pick number 2 away move down in the draft to get Mason Graham, giving up a guy who some people think is the greatest athlete ever in Travis Hunter.
I don't really I love Mason Graham, but I don't know how you can pass on Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
I really don't.
agree.
I don't know how you can pass on this. A lot of people are down on him. A lot of people are hating on him. This dude has talent. He can play both sides of the ball. He has the potential to win both Rookies of the Year.
Which is wild.
I think honestly, I think a receiver / corner would have helped your team way more than a defensive lineman. But if you want to bolster that D line, if you want to get a lot of picks in return, either way can work. But I think the Browns organization, they don't have a good history with any sort of transaction, so it'll probably end up being a loss, and Travis Hunter will probably end up being the best talent out of this draft, or a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, something like that. But my breakout player, I have two. I have Mason Graham as well. I think he's going to be everything you said. I just completely agree with. I think he's going to be able to have a big year with playing alongside Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett's going to take away all the attention, rightfully so, and I think Myles Graham is an unproven rookie. He's going to be able to prove himself pretty quick in this league. And then I had to write down Shedeur Sanders. I mean, that's my guy. I don't know how much he's going to play this year, but I think if you give him one game, I think he's going to prove to everyone that he's the only bright spot. He's the only thing that Cleveland's ever done right is getting Shedeur Sanders. I had to put him on there. I'm a huge Shedeur Sanders fan, so it would have been wrong, but I think Mason Graham is definitely the more realistic breakout player. But if Shedeur Sanders gets a chance, I wrote him down there because I think he's going to prove everyone wrong. And I think him falling to the 5th round is one of the best things that could happen to him. I think that humbled him. I think that could humble him a little bit more, make him more down to earth. I mean, I didn't think he was too crazy, but clearly everyone else did. So I'm big on Shedeur Sanders. I think his accuracy is unmatched. So I wrote down Sanders if he gets a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely looked the best in camp. He's had the best stat, but he's also playing against the 3rd string or 4th string defense most of the time.
Yeah.
But he's had the best stats. You can't really deny that. And I think it's just like Joe Burrow when he came into the league. He was super cocky. A lot of people hated on his confidence. He was super cocky, always big ego, and then he got sacked 1,000 times, got injured in his first year, and that really humbled him, and now he's one of the best guys in the league, and he's still a beast. I think the same thing could happen with Shedeur. A lot of people are hating on him. He gets drafted in the 5th round. He expects to go in the 1st, maybe early 2nd. Drops that far. I think that could humble him and really give him that fire. And he's already got Deion Sanders' blood, so anything could really happen with Shedeur.
Yeah, I think I could really see him working out, and I also could see him maybe not working out, but I don't want to talk about that. I think Shedeur's going to work out. And then next we got the over-under on their win total. Their over-under is 4.5. We can look over their we're going to look over their schedule. They open up that's last year's schedule. They open up against the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think that's pretty simple. That's a loss.
That's definitely a loss, taking a loss there.
And then they play the Ravens. Don't get much easier. That's another loss.
0-2.
And then, easy. And then they play the Green Bay Packers on September 21st. That's another loss. They're 0-3.
Yep, 0-3.
Then they're 0-4 when they play the Lions.
0-4. There we go.
Yep. And then this is the first game they could possibly win versus the Minnesota Vikings. What are your thoughts?
I think by now, JJ, I'm not a big JJ believer, but I think by now JJ will be able to get the ball out faster so Myles Garrett can't get to him, and that's really all you have to worry about. Justin Jefferson should be fully healthy. Addison will be fully healthy. They have Aaron Jones. This offense will look great. KOC is going to lead them definitely to a win. The Browns, maybe at home it makes them a little better. Shedeur might be starting by now. You never really know, but I'll take the Vikings in this. The Browns start 0-5.
I agree with that. And then they play the Steelers, who I think the Steelers are a sleeper team this year. I got the Browns 0-6.
I think I have the Browns 0-6 too, just because the Steelers are at home. I do not like Aaron Rodgers, obviously, but I think Steelers at home, you have to take that win. They get a slight edge over them. It should be a close game if Flacco's still playing, though.
Yeah, especially if especially being traveling to Pittsburgh, that's a tough place to win. And then they're home versus the Miami Dolphins late in middle of October 19th. I think that's where the Browns pick up their first W of the season.
I also agree. At home against the Dolphins, it will probably be a colder game, so Tua won't really show out as hard. And we never really know what's going to happen with the quarterback situation. But if Shedeur starts early in the year, I think he could start picking it up. And if Joe Flacco's still starting, we know how Joe Flacco plays. So he's going to be playing great every game. If the defense has a good game against the Dolphins, I think it's definitely the first win of the year.
Yep. And then they are week 8. They are at the New England Patriots. I do not think they get that one. I think the Patriots are going to be decent this year. I like what they're doing over there in New England. I think that they're building something. I think they're moving faster than Cleveland is, and I got New England picking up that W at home for the Patriots.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. I think Drake May will take a big step with Mike Vrabel at head coach.
Yep.
They pick up Will Campbell out of LSU. He was the best offensive lineman prospect, one of the best prospects overall in the draft. I think at home in New England, it's definitely going to be a loss for the Browns there.
Yep, and then week 9 they get a bye week, and then week 10 is where I think they turn to Shedeur Sanders, and he picks up a W at the New York Jets.
I think this will also be a close game, but I think Justin Fields will have a great year, and this will be another loss for the Browns for me.
All right. That's all right. I think that's the first time we've disagreed on the Browns schedule.
Yeah, it is.
And then they're playing the Baltimore Ravens. They are at home, but I don't think it matters. I think
Another
the Ravens
loss.
win this game pretty handily. I think we can move on to week 12 pretty quick there. Week 12, they are at Las Vegas Raiders. What are you thinking here, Leighton?
It's another loss. Geno Smith. That's really all you got to say. Geno Smith. Ashton Genty is going to be balling. Brock Bowers is going to be balling. Jacoby Myers should have another good year. The defense is all right, a little shaky, but Max Crosby coming off the edge.
Yep.
I think they'll destroy the Browns here. I'm not super high on the Raiders, but against the Browns,
Yeah.
I think they'll definitely get the dub.
I agree. I think I got the Raiders coming out in a close one. Then week 13, the Browns are home versus the San Francisco 49ers. And I'm gonna have to go with the Niners. They pick up W. I think the Niners, part of me, are going to improve from what they did last year.
I think the Niners will also improve. They have a lot of stuff going on with their receiving core. Juwan Jennings is looking for a new contract. Ayuk is hurt. We don't know when he's going to come back. Ricky Pearsall is looking like the wide receiver 1 right now. But by week 13, I think the 49ers will be fully healthy and they'll be firing on all cylinders. They'll be playing amazing. So they destroy the Browns in this game. Absolute blowout. The Browns fans that go to the game at home are not – they're going to want to refund their ticket. It's going to be a horrible game.
All right, yep. And next we got week 14, home versus the Tennessee Titans. Give me the Cleveland Browns. And Shedeur Sanders proves why he should have gone 1 to the Tennessee Titans. Bang.
I think Shedeur could honestly have a good game here, and I only have them at 1 win, so I think I got to take them to get a second at some point. So they get their second here at home.
Yeah, that's three wins I got them at, and then the Chicago Bears. I live in Chicago, but I'm not necessarily a Bears fan. I kind of like watching the Bears lose, so I just gotta stick to my heart and pick my boy Shedeur Sanders over the Chicago Bears. So give me a Cleveland Browns W in Chicago.
I'm definitely taking Caleb and the Bears to blow out the Browns here in Soldier Field. It's going to be an amazing game to watch because Caleb is going to just destroy them, honestly. The Browns are going to be in a complete mess by the end of the year. They're going to have 2 wins by now, 1 or 2 wins. So I think they'll honestly just be like, screw the season. Let's go get the first overall pick and pick Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah,
so I think they lose this game.
If Shedeur Sanders is starting by then, I will be in attendance at that game for sure, without question.
Yeah.
Week 16, the Buffalo Bills. We can just say
Loss.
that 1 on 3.
Easy
1, 2,
loss.
3, lost. They're gonna get smoked.
Yeah.
Then they are home versus Steelers. I think they're gonna lose that one as well in Week 17.
I think they could get a win in here. They can get a win here. I'm not high on the Steelers. Obviously, I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he'll be injured at some point this season. He's old, or he'll be losing steam, running on fumes by the end of the year. So, and that connection has not looked very good with DK Metcalf in training camp so far. The run game, I don't know what to make of it, really. and the defense should be great still, but I think this will be a defensive game. There honestly could be 6 total points scored in this game. I think the Browns take it, though.
All right, and then we got at Cincinnati Bengals to end the season, and that the Bengals, I think that'll be a big game for them. I don't think they'll have the playoff spot guaranteed by then. I think they're gonna have to win this game to make the playoffs, and I got Cincinnati doing that and ending the Browns season on a loss.
I also have the Bengals winning this. Obviously, it's in Cincinnati. It's definitely going to be a loss for the Browns. So I think we both took the under.
Yep.
I have them at 3. You have them at 4.
Yep, and the over-under is 4.5, so we can agree on the under in Cleveland. Have we talked about the MVP for the Browns yet?
No, I don't believe we have. I have Myles Garrett at mine.
Yep.
I think you should too.
We don't need to spend that much time on that one.
Yeah, arguably the best defensive player in the league.
Yep.
He had a great year last year. He hasn't really had a bad year. He just got paid a bag. He's gonna try to show the team like just why they paid him this much money. If he hasn't already, he's gonna have a great year. He might get 20 sacks this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ridiculous to say with Myles Garrett. Every year it seems like he just gets better and better, even though he's getting a little bit older. He's still, I mean, one of the best edge rushers ever. So yeah, I think easy pick, Myles Garrett MVP.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our 2025 NFL busted coverage picks for the Cleveland Browns. We both take the under on 4.5. We think it's going to be a rough year, and they'll most likely get a top 3 pick this year. So.
Yep. Hopefully they can get number 1 and bring Jeremiah Smith home to Cleveland.
Yep.
Keep him in a while.
Yep. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Next episode it'll be the New York Giants. So see you guys then. Peace.